Bonjour, mon nom c'est Steve Gregory. Je suis le fondateur d'Opération Husky 2013. A few years back, I had the opportunity to meet Roger Chabot. I've become one of his biggest fans. He captured my imagination with a beautiful vision for commemorating the souls of those who fought and those who fell in Operation Husky, the battle for Sicily, and the Italian campaign. This was critically important to me. Depuis 2006, moi et mon équipe en Sicile, en Italie et ici au Canada travaillent pour commémorer le sacrifice de ces gens. We've been working hard. In 2013, a number of us went back to Sicily, hundreds in fact, but 20 of us walked across Sicily, 325 kilometers, planting markers for each of the men where they died, 562. We went back in 2018, this time with Canadian troops, who walked across Sicily as well as we had done. In 2023, we expect to do it again, except the groups are going to be 5 times the size, in part thanks to Roger. Roger est un artiste absolument remarquable. Son dévouement, sa compétence et sa passion lui distinguent d'autres. He is an absolute gem. I refer to Roger as the Bear Grylls of Canadian commemoration. He's exceptional at capturing the stories and the imagination, particularly, I think, the imagination of our youth. So I'm very hopeful that you will consider joining us in promoting Roger's work. Tell your friends, get other people to watch his series, and consider perhaps joining us next year in 2023 as we walk across Sicily again. Visit our site to find out about the tours. And if you can't make it, consider at least sponsoring a marker for one of the 562 soldiers that gave their life for the freedom of others. Roger has done an exceptional work. He couldn't have done it without an amazing team. My hat is off to those at BIA, Bravery in Arms, who dedicated themselves for so many months to put all of this together. Spectacular work. Custos Memoria. Those are Roger's words, but they mean something to me, and they should mean something to all of us. Let's be the custodians of the memory. Merci.
Beyond the pole, for we're the dictators out in Italy.
Bonjour, en direct du cimetière de guerre canadien de Agira en Sicile. Je suis Roger Chabot, un vétéran, un artiste militaire et aussi le producteur de BIA et des Dodgers du Canada. Et j'aimerais prendre quelques moments avec vous pour vous partager comment ce projet a pris naissance et s'est déroulé. During my military service, I was a member of the Canadian Airborne Regiment, and the regiment traced their history in the 1st Canadian Parachute Battalion and the 1st Special Service Force. So in 2019, I wanted to discover a lot of the battlegrounds that the 1st Special Service Force fought in Italy, and I came to do some research for a painting And at the same time, I produced a documentary that was called BIA FSSF. It's on my YouTube page. While I was there, I discovered that that I didn't know a lot about the history of the Canadians who fought in Italy. And two regiments that I belonged to during my military career were the Royal 22e Regiment and the Princess Patricia Canadian Light Infantry. Both regiments traced their history or a lot of their battle honors during the Sicilian invasion and the Italian campaign, and I didn't know much about it. So I decided as a war artist that I would come back and walk on the footsteps of the Canadians from Pekino all the way to the Senio River. It turned out to be the biggest project I ever worked on in my life. And it was not an easy task because for this project, I figured I needed a full filming crew, I needed a lot of resources, and we were going to travel like 5,300 kilometers from Pekino all the way to the Senio River. Mais là, le problème, c'est qu'il fallait, dans mon ambition, c'était de produire un documentaire qui allait être vraiment quelque chose que j'avais jamais fait. C'est le plus gros projet que j'ai fait de ma vie. On a fait une campagne de levée de fonds intensive pour lever au-dessus de 80 000 $ pour pouvoir avoir, ça c'est juste pour payer les dépenses de l'équipe de tournage. Les entreprises de Niringuette ont été essentielles. Denis a créé une boutique en ligne, une boutique BIA, qui comprend plusieurs articles promotionnels. Un autre partenaire qui était important aussi, c'est la compagnie Northbound Gear, qui nous ont fourni à prix réduit les manteaux tactiques qu'on a portés pendant notre déploiement et aussi qui ont offert gracieusement les pantalons et les gants pour temps froid pour toute l'équipe de tournage. On est tous des vétérans, mais on a quand même des dépenses. Et puis, pour les déplacements, il fallait booker 14 hôtels différents. Il fallait avoir des ressources sur le terrain, planifier avec des historiens locaux, des experts, tout organisé pour pouvoir... C'est tout un déploiement, en fait, beaucoup de logistique. Alors, j'ai été chanceux, j'ai eu une très bonne équipe. Et puis, à cause de la pandémie, le voyage a été retardé. Et puis, ça a été, dans le fond, une bonne affaire parce que ça m'a permis de rencontrer M. Steve Gregory. Steve Gregory est le fondateur de l'Opération Husky, qui est une fondation commémorative pour les Canadiens ici en Sicile. We couldn't have performed half of the things we did in Sicily and Italy without Steve Gregory and all his team of volunteers. Steve, ça fait plusieurs années qu'il vit en Sicile. Il a été assez généreux pour nous permettre de pouvoir prendre avantage de ces personnes ressources en Sicile. L'épisode numéro 1 de la série a été filmé au Canada, plus précisément à Ottawa, au Musée canadien de la guerre, avec la participation de Mme Yasmine Minguet, qui est la responsable des affaires publiques pour le Musée canadien de la guerre, et le Dr Jeff Noakes, qui est un historien expert pour la campagne d'Italie. Le Dr Noakes a été en fait notre interlocuteur pour cet épisode qui a été tourné en plein milieu de la pandémie au mois de septembre 2020. De là, vous pouvez voir avec nos masques dans le visage. Et puis, c'est vraiment d'époque. Alors, on n'a pas vraiment le choix. Et puis, mais vraiment, ce fut vraiment intéressant de tourner cet épisode au Musée canadien de la guerre. Et on les remercie énormément pour nous avoir acceptés et pour avoir participé à cet premier épisode. One of the person that was very instrumental to get this organized and all the things we needed here in Sicily was Mrs. Rosalba Schifo. Rosalba is born in Canada. She lives in Pekino, has a language school, and she generously offered us, to use her school as our headquarters for our coordination meeting. And actually, while we were I'm still in Canada preparing to come a couple of months in advance. I had weekly meetings with her. We coordinated with key people that we needed for the production here in Sicily, like the reenactors. I wanted the motorcycle. So Antonino, who's in charge of the reenactors, was one guy that she contacted. We had also Dr. Angelo Plumeri, who's a local historian, who's been helping us a lot here in Sicily to find the right place for the filming. Il y a deux individus extraordinaires que j'aimerais mentionner, qui ne sont ni canadiens ni italiens, et en fait qui viennent de la Hollande, M. Jimmy Hilgen et Charco Schurman. Ces deux géants hollandais se sont donnés comme mission d'identifier par photo et biographie chaque soldat canadien qui sont enterrés dans le cimetière d'Agira. Et on a coordonné avec eux et ils ont accepté de venir nous rejoindre en Sicile durant le tournage et ont participé à notre cérémonie spéciale du jour du souvenir. Il y a eu deux gens superbes que j'aimerais mentionner, c'est le capitaine John Abate et Salvatore Piccone, qui sont de l'armée italienne et qui nous ont été attachés pour la semaine grâce à Général Scardino et Colonel Massimo qui les ont attachés à nous pour la semaine. Fait qu'on avait notre sécurité et nos interprètes avec nous qui nous ont suivis tout le long. Alors en Sicile, on a eu beaucoup de soutien de beaucoup de gens. Tout le monde était heureux de nous aider et puis ça a fait vraiment une grosse différence pour être capable de produire ce qu'on a fait pendant le mois de novembre en Sicile. So now we're going to talk about the Italian part. You know, like we left Sicily and then we moved across the Strait of Messina and we carried on our story in the southern portion of Italy. And there again, we had like key people, wonderful to help us and make things happen. Another angel that I call, like Rosalba, and the other one is Angela Arnone. Angela Arnone was a key person to help us organize and set up the things around Ortona and Casa Berardi. She liaised with the family Berardi so we could film with our reenactors right there on the property. She arranged for the accommodations for the team. She guided us through the streets of Ortona, sharing her extensive knowledge about the battle and the key locations in the city, and also contacted the local media for a special interview. And other people also that were instrumental to make things happen were like Luciano Bucci, my good friend from Venafro. He's the director of the Winterline Museum, and you saw him if you watched our BIA First SSF documentary. Luciano had been our guide for that whole week, and he accepted to be our guide again and accompany us also as an interpreter and organize with the Gustav Line reenactors so we could do some relive the Battle of Casa Berardi and some little street fights in the old streets of Ortona. That was awesome when we did that. So there was also Roberto from Campobasso, Alessandro Tetti at Castle de Sangro, Roberto Mole in the Liri Valley with Alessandro Campagna, guided us through the casino area, the Hitler line, spent 2 days with us. Actually, with these two guys, you know, we had the opportunity to ring the bell and I'm gonna get back to this, ring a bell there at Pontecorvo. So, you know, throughout the Sicily again and southern Italy, fabulous, generous, wonderful people. We couldn't have done this without them. Mind you, also have a very good filming crew who are very patient with me all the time. Because when you're doing things like that, you know, you're never on time. You always get lost. There's always something that goes wrong, and we're going to talk to that later. All right, so this is for the southern portion of Italy. The next person that was very instrumental, my third angel, was Mariangela Rondellini. She was such a sweetheart. And again, you know, she organized accommodations for us in the Rimini area and Russi. She guided us with pictures and accounts of what the Canadians did in this area between the Lamone River and the Senio River. We discovered some graffitis that were scratched on the walls during Christmas of 1944. So many things that you will find in the documentary that we're going to talk about that we couldn't have done it without the people on the ground that actually know it, right? And we're always like a kid every time we made those discoveries. And there was a key person also that I'd like to underline. He was not part of the team for the whole trip. He came to join us as when we were going up north of Rome. Padre Tom Hamilton. What a great person he is. Tom is the official historian of the chaplain branch in the Canadian Forces, and he's a very good actor as well, we found out. And he accepted to join us and come with us for a week. And when we were there in the northern part of Italy, near the Foglia River, Tom gave us a drama, a reconstitution of Padre Wilmot's action at the Foglia River when he earned the Military Cross. Actually, he should have earned Victoria Cross, but anyway, the fact is he didn't. But Padre Hamilton was here to do this, and he made us live some very, very strong moments. We're sure glad that he joined the team when he did. Now let me talk to you about some of the challenges that we got, because you cannot go on a 30-day deployment with a filming crew in November in Italy without running through some troubles and challenges. So let's go talk about it. You cannot do a trip like that, like I said, without having any difficulties or challenges that we'll run through. I don't know, one of the major problem that we ran into in Sicily was the days were very short. In November, the light goes out at 4:30, so it gets dark. So your filming days are very short. So you gotta get on the road as soon as possible in the morning, and hit where you need to film as quickly as possible. And which is kind of impossible because the roads, if you look at bird's eye view to go somewhere, it could be like 5 kilometers, but it's still gonna take you half an hour to get there because the roads are serpentine. On top of that, the rain. We came in Sicily, it's strange, we came in the time where I believe it was, they experienced the worst rainfall, the worst November they had in their whole history. There were like landslides. So it was very difficult with the equipment, actually, with the recording equipment. We destroyed a few of our microphones and stuff like that, and we couldn't fly the drone all the time as well because, if it rains, you can't fly the drone. And another challenge that I had in Sicily was the fact that we kind of spread ourselves too thin. We organized like the Remembrance Day ceremony and other activities that kind of took took some energy and some time out of focusing on the filming the documentary. Not that I don't regret it, but still, that was a challenge. Like time was really, really a challenge. The fact is that I had to come back here, that's where I am right now in April 2022, to complete the stories that we didn't have time to do when we were here last November. Flat tire. John got his first flat tire of the journey. Yeah, that's part of the game, eh? How do you feel?
No, buddy, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No, we're gonna have to stop off the next town just to put some air in it.
Okay.
They're very high pressure, and then we'll be golden.
Une des choses qui était difficile pour moi, c'était de mémoriser mes textes à chaque jour. I'm making my board so I can look smart when I speak in front of the camera. So basically, guys help me out. We put the keywords, and if I have a brain fart, which happens a lot.
And sometimes rewrites happen on the road. What are you doing, Roger?
Well, I'm typing what I'm going to say in front of that very same camera in a few minutes. Les gars se sont rendus compte que je suis pas un lève-tôt. Ceux qui me connaissent le savent. Puis c'est un défi pour moi de me lever de bonne heure pour pouvoir partir. Mais après déjeuner, je suis pas mal réveillé. Puis John puis Georges se sont rendus compte que je suis pas mal meilleur à me rappeler de mes textes le matin que l'après-midi. By September 20th, the Canadians had traveled 375 kilometers from Reggio all the way to Potenza. Donc l'après-midi, ça a toujours été un défi. On a des bloopers puis des reprises, là, je sais pas combien de fois. Half an inch?
6 inches?
Grota Calda takes 16,100. They were ambushed. Ah, no, I don't like to. It's because I was gonna laugh. When I said they were ambushed, I was thinking bacon tree. Mean? Oh, fuck, there's bacon tree! He says, no, it's not bacon tree. Jean-Guy, it's ambush. On December 3rd, when the land. Okay. Hours, the Hastings and Prince Edward Regiment, supported by tanks of the Three Rivers Regiment, advanced toward the town to meet the enemy like they never did before. An old woman walked across the street with an umbrella. Can't clap. There were other challenges as well, like arriving late at the hotel, you know, have people having to wait for us, and so on. But overall, I can say, you know, we always managed to work above the obstacles, and we were able to accomplish the mission. The rain was always, once we got north again, the rain started to be played a role in our production. But we managed to do it, and what's amazing is that everybody stayed focused on the job. Everybody, you know, put their shoulder to the wheel, and we moved forward, and we were able to accomplish the mission. And for that, you know, I'm really, really grateful to all the members of the team for the effort and everything everybody did. Now let's go. I want to talk to you about what I believe are some of the highlights that I remember the most about this incredible journey. Écoutez, on a vécu plusieurs moments forts. Je pense que juste le débarquer, le moment qu'on a filmé à la plage de Paquino, que je me suis rendu compte vraiment, je suis dans la mer, je suis sur la plage, les vagues par-dessus la tête, puis je me dis, wow, c'est ici que les Canadiens ont débarqué, le 10 juillet 1943. C'était comme un moment magique. C'était le point de départ d'une grande aventure qu'on a vécue. Un autre moment fort, c'est travailler avec des jeunes. Antonino Montalto, qui était le leader du groupe de jeunes réenacteurs, le groupe de reconstitution, c'était tous des jeunes. C'est dans l'âge probablement entre 18 ans et 20 ans, 21 ans. Those young Italians are very keen. We're really lucky that we have those.
They're really keen and eager to be warriors.
They're willing to learn and do what we tell them to do.
Yeah.
And John, do you like it?
Oh yeah, quick learners too. The boys are spot on. They look the part. It's the same age too, which is crazy. It's unbelievable that you're fighting at this age. You know, in my mind, you're still a kid.
Yeah, that's it.
I certainly was.
Roger?
Yes,
Do you remember being them when we were young soldiers?
Yeah, yeah.
Running and jumping and.
I remember it. Like we would go back in the shack at night, and I would put more cam stick on and go play in the field. Il était tellement heureux de faire ce job-là à Assoro. Puis moi, ça a été un moment fort pour moi parce que, premièrement, j'aimais ça coordonner. Je me sentais encore comme j'étais un commandant de section, on faisait de la coordination. À un certain moment donné, je pensais que j'étais Steven Spielberg. Mais écoutez, ces jeunes-là étaient tellement heureux de le faire. Puis dans leur visage, je les regardais habillés en Canadien de la Deuxième Guerre mondiale ou en Allemand de la Deuxième Guerre mondiale. Puis là, tu réalises, hey, ils ont le même âge que ces jeunes-là avaient en 1943. C'était des jeunes dans la vingtaine. Pour moi, ça a été un moment, une réalisation forte de travailler avec ces jeunes-là, puis de me dire, wow, écoute, quel gaspillage de vie la guerre est. C'est des émotions, des pensées qu'on a à l'intérieur qui nous font réaliser la futilité de la guerre, pourquoi on fait ça. Et puis, en même temps, tu sais, ces jeunes-là, qu'ils soient allemands, qu'ils soient italiens, qu'ils soient canadiens, anglais, américains ou n'importe quelle nationalité, en fait, comme les jeunes ukrainiens et les jeunes russes aujourd'hui, ben, c'est des jeunes qui ont le potentiel devant toute leur vie, puis finalement qui n'ont pas pu l'avoir. Ça a été des moments forts pour moi, travailler avec ces jeunes-là. Another strong moment, Ben. Ben was a gentleman, 92 years old. His town was liberated by the Canadians. And we're meeting him near the Melfa River. Ben is well-dressed like a fine gentleman, and he's telling us the story when he was a young boy, and the Canadians came and liberated this town and fed his family. The story with Ben was very, very touching as well.
Yes, I found this book in the ruins of the cathedral, in sign Pontecorvo, 24 May 1944. Harley had entered in the sign of the officers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for bringing us here.
Yeah.
And I think maybe we could ask a special request because these guys climbed the tower to ring the bell so the Canadians were here, and maybe we should relive that if we can.
Un soldato canadese salì e suonò la campana. E è possibile che lui va là, fa finta che la suona, facciamo una ripresa.
Anche un solo deve andare giù.
Sì. Ok, Roger, you climb up.
Yes.
Down they have the shot of you when
Perfect. That sounds good.
Movie, then you
I can bring with you the GoPro and the...
You want to follow me with that?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Since 1944, first Canadian to ring the Pontecorvo bell. So, yeah, in the name of freedom, these Canadians came from far away and made sure that the people, all the people of Italy and Europe, were going to have a better world to live in, and a safer and more prosperous world. Friends, we thank you, everybody that helped us. Roberto Mole, Alessandro Campagna. Alessandro, come here. You know,
Ciao from Pontecorvo.
from Pontecorvo. Ciao, everybody. And see you on the next episode of BIA the Dodger of Canada, Custos Memoria. So, lots of highlights. It's impossible, it would be too long to go through them all. But there was a lot of things that will stay. I think in every member, we all have something different, and it will stay in our hearts forever in this journey. I don't want to tell you the whole documentary, but let me tell you one thing. You have to watch it. We, John, George, Chris, Larissa, talking about all the people that were involved in this project. We put our heart and soul into this. Myself, my family, we sacrificed a lot to bring this to you because we believe in the importance of remembrance. We believe that we should remember those young souls who never had a chance to live a full life like we did. And we owe it to them. I pray, in one sense, that history will not repeat itself because humankind, I guess, we're not good at remembering. The documentary will be released really shortly in January of 2023, leading to the 80th anniversary of Operation Husky, which is in July 2023. And you watch all the episodes and share it with your friends, share it with the whole world, so we know we can tell those stories that we should never forget. Never forget. For BIA the Dodgers of Canada, this is Roger, and thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us, all the sponsors, everybody who came aboard. I could never thank you enough. Thank you, and Custos Memoria.